Hi everybody, this is Abby with Scrappin' Abby, and I am doing my video tutorial for the May Arts Design Team Call. I made it to the second round and I'm so excited. Yay! So this is my project. I wanted to do just a quick video just to share with you guys kind of my idea behind the project and the supplies that I'll be using. And then I'm going to be doing a video portion showing you guys the last portion on this project I'm going to be doing so I can show you how I created this. So what I'm going to be making is a ribbon and trim chandelier from this vintage basket, hanging basket that I have. I used to store yarn and spools of ribbon and things like that in here, and I got this idea that I wanted to create a chandelier with this. And I have been on the search for the perfect chandelier for my craft room for probably 2 years now, and I found some I like, but they're quite expensive. So I've just been on the hunt for one, and until I find that perfect one for my craft room, I decided I wanted to make one using this vintage basket because this is kind of the decor and theme that I have in my craft room. So I kind of started it just with my general idea of what I'm wanting to this basket to look like. So this is just kind of really the beginning phase of this, with the different types of ribbons and trims from May Arts, and then I have some strips of vellum, some butterflies. I think I'm going to include some more of these little decorative pieces. This is from one of my Sizzix dies, and so I'll go through this. I'll come back on the video and I'll do what I'm going to do. My plan is to leave a section of the basket undone. That way I can show you guys how I incorporated all the different ribbons and trims and how easy it's going to be to cover this basket to make this ribbon chandelier for my craft room. So the products I'm going to be using are a variety of May Arts ribbons, of course, and this is some of the wired burlap trim that I have here, and that's the item number there if anybody wants to look that up to see which one that is. And then I'm going to be using some of this really beautiful cotton trim. I love that. And there's the item number for this one. And then this spool here, I love this one. It's such a beautiful purple. And in case you guys don't know, if you follow me at all, purple is my favorite color, and I love all things purple. So that's what I plan on using in my project. This is another trim I'm gonna probably be using. It's kind of a little bit more of a beige kind of antique white kind of color, so it doesn't, it's not going so much with the whites and the purples here, but I think a little touch of this inside will kind of go with the basket, the theme I'm looking for. So I may or may not use this one, but that one's an option. And then Bethany let us select any ribbons and trims that we wanted to use to incorporate in the project as well. So these are the ones that I selected. And I don't know the names of these off the top of my head because I wrote down the item number. But this one here is this really beautiful beaded trim. So this is going to be some of my beautiful bling that's going to be hanging off, kind of mimicking the crystals on a chandelier. And there's this really beautiful lace trim that has some pearls going down the center. And then for this one, just some really beautiful white lace with a satin center in there, just for some filler in my basket. And I am in love with this one. This is beautiful purple soft crochet trim, like in a lavender. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I also have a spool of this as well that I won from another challenge. So I'm really excited. And then I just have this kind of burlap trim that I'm going to be using to hang off the different pieces of vellum. And then I'm going to be incorporating some of these different baubles and jewel pieces that are from a combination of Melissa Francis and a couple other different companies that I've picked up. So that's kind of where I'm going to be my starting point with my Shabby Chic kind of ribbon chandelier that I'm going to be making for my craft room. This will be a decorative chandelier. I don't plan on making this functional, meaning where I'm going to, try to put any kind of light fixture inside. I might put maybe some kind of an electric, light bulb or something like that that takes a battery, not necessarily one that plugs in, because I don't want to have to, figure out wiring. That could be very scary. So I just wanted to make this really more of a decorative chandelier. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on the rest of the chandelier, and I will come back and do the tutorial portion of this video once I get all of the sections except for this one here. That way I can share with you guys how I put each component on the basket. So I will see you guys shortly with the partially completed Shabby Chic ribbon chandelier. See you soon. Hi everybody, this is Abby with Scrappin' Abby, and I'm back with the tutorial portion of my Shabby Chic ribbon and trim May Arts chandelier. So what I've done is I went ahead and finished most of the project, and I wanted to save just a last little bit to share with you guys on how I created this Shabby Chic chandelier with the ribbons and trims. So what I did is, to make it a little bit easier for myself, this is the other half of the top rung that's right up here. I went ahead and sorted out my ribbons after I cut them to the lengths that I wanted. That way it's a little bit easier for you to complete the project and you're not stopping after each section of the chandelier to cut your length of ribbon and trim that you need. So that's kind of how I work. I went ahead and got everything together. So for this last section here that you see is still bare, what I did for the top rung is I went ahead and did the first half of this, the pattern that I'm using, and I'm going to show you guys how I tied those on for the last portion, just for the sake of the length of the video. So I'm going to go ahead and put these down and so I already have the first part of my portion done, and so what I'm going to be doing now is for the middle piece is I'm just simply taking this cotton trim and I'm just going to do a simple loop through just like that. And I have this hanging off of my clothes hanger, so if it's a little shaky I apologize. And that's just as simple. That's how quick and easy this was to tie all these on. So you're going to see a combination of that kind of, I don't know the technical name for that, kind of a knot through or whatever you want to call it, but then I just did a tie on these. So those are the only two types of ways you're going to see me putting these different embellishments on the ribbons. And then so for the next one, the series, it's going to be purple, so it follows my sequence. And we're going to fold it over this way. And just so you guys know, Mr. Scrap and Abby is holding my camera, aka my husband Steve. So thank you for doing that. And now we're going to tie on the white, and this one's going to be different because we're going to be folding this in half and doing an actual tie. And we'll tie this one on just like that. And I actually meant to grab my shorter white ribbon right here. And this is going to go actually right here. And this one, I'm not tying it right in half like you saw here. I'm only tying it at the top portion because I want this to kind of have that little bit of trim sticking up on the top of the chandelier like this. And then tie it up like that. And then I'm going to add my last piece, which is that purple lace trim, which is one of my favorites because purple is my favorite color, of course. So I'm going to be tying this on the same exact way that I just did this shorter piece of white trim. Just kind of at the very top portion, I'm just making a little knot, and then this is just going to flip over just like this, and it's going to stick up just like that. And what you're going to see here is I incorporated some of these really pretty kind of, you know, beads on a string here from May Arts, and this is going to mimic the different crystals that you would find in a regular, you know, real chandelier. So what I'm doing to adhere these is you can use a variety of things. You can use, you know, a hot glue gun if you want. You can use fishing line if you want. And what I found what worked best for me is just using some smaller glue dots. And what I've done is I've cut all my lengths of the beaded trim that I want, and I'm just simply taking the glue dot and I'm just pressing it on the very top just like that, and it's going to come right off here. And then I'm just going to simply fold, and I have it in a pattern as well. I have it where it's starting with, goes into, you know, the purple, the white, and then and then I have that beaded trim. So I'm going to go to the other part of this basket, of this section, purple and the white, and then I'm going to make a space, and I'm going to add the trim. And that's another really cool thing about having these just tied on. You can move these around and manipulate these as much as you want, so you can add different items and embellishments to the basket. And there it is. It's just simply attached, and you can't even see it because the glue dot is clear and it's tiny and you can't see it. So what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the basket, which I won't do on camera just for the sake of the time, is it's the same process I'm repeating for each rung of this basket. And then when you get down to the bottom, you see I have more of the purple tied off along with more of that really pretty beaded trim. And what I'm going to be doing for the center is you can, I don't know if you can get a good shot if you maybe go inside. If you see here in the bottom of the basket, and I'll do a better video once I'm completely done with the project, but I've took some more of this really beautiful, it's like a lace trim from May Arts, and it has that really beautiful beaded trim right there, pearls in the center. And what I'm doing is I'm tying this on the very bottom, and then what it's doing is it's curling and hanging down in the center, and it's kind of making that cluster of ribbon and trim coming down the bottom. And I'm going to be using also the remainder of this purple trim that I have just to kind of make that cluster at the very bottom of this chandelier. And then one other thing that I'm going to be using is some fishing wire to hang some of these different baubles that I have hanging off different parts of the chandelier. So that's what I'm going to be doing to complete this project, and I will do a video once I'm completely done to show you guys my vintage Shabby Chic lace and trim ribbon chandelier. So thanks for checking this out, and I'll be back in just a few minutes with a completed project so you guys can check it out. See you soon. Hi everybody, I am back with my completed vintage Shabby Chic ribbon and trim chandelier, and I have it hanging off of a hook. This is actually going to go in the center of my craft room, but I wanted to be able to share with you guys the project up close. So in order for me to do that, I need to have it down a little bit lower where I could reach it. So this is the completed basket, and I just love it. It was a wire basket originally. It was a vintage wire basket, and I showed you guys in the video before what this looked like before I started, but this is the completed project, and this is just covered with nothing but May Arts beautiful ribbons and trims. And then the only thing that's not May Arts is the little baubles I have hanging off of here, and then of course just some fishing line, just so you couldn't see them hanging off. And so I took some of the extra trim that I had, and to create this little kind of drop down of a variety of the different like baubles and some of the different trims and laces in there, just to kind of make this kind of flowing out from the bottom of the chandelier. And when it's hanging up high, it's just absolutely beautiful. I just love it. And then I love this beaded trim that I got from May Arts as well. This is mimicking the crystals that you would find on a chandelier. And this of course is just a decorative chandelier. It's not intended to actually provide light unless I chose to stick something on the inside. I'm going to move my camera so I can show you guys. This is what the inside of the basket looks like, and you can see how I tied all the different ribbons and trims on the inside of the basket. This is a really super easy project. It's not it's a little bit time consuming whenever you're trying to figure out, at least it was for me, because I was trying to figure out the pattern of how I wanted the ribbons to go. That's probably the longest part that took me, is just to kind of figure out how I wanted each section of the basket to look. But once you get your ribbons cut to the length that you need and you start disassembling them, it goes together fairly quickly. And it's a great way to repurpose a vintage item that you have, or maybe you have like another type of hanging basket that you don't use in your kitchen or another part of your home. You could easily decorate it with just some beautiful May Arts ribbon and trims, and it's just a really fun project. And when you're done with a project, say for example, this would never happen because I've loved purple all of my life, but say for example I chose not to have this particular chandelier hanging in my craft room, it's real easy. All I have to do is simply untie all of those ribbons that I put on here, because they're all just like a slip knot, and then just tie it on like this. Oops, sorry about that, like this right here. And then you have all of this beautiful ribbon and trim that you can use on all kinds of projects. And then you have your basket to use for something else if you choose to do that. So this again is my vintage Shabby Chic ribbon chandelier that I made using the May Arts ribbons and trims. And it's also my second round design team entry for audition for the May Arts design team for 2013-14. So I hope you guys like the video and you love the project, because I sure do. I'm really excited with how it turned out. When I kind of told my family at first what I was going to be making, they were kind of like, oh, a ribbon chandelier. I'm not sure how that's going to work. But once they saw it, they all told me that they really love it. Oh, and I need to actually carry you guys with me. I'm going to walk backwards so you can still see the chandelier as I'm walking away, and I'll give you guys kind of a visual of how it looks in my craft room. Again, it's going to be hanging up in the center up there, where that little circle is right up there, but I needed to have it low enough to where I could reach it so I could share with you guys. So pardon me as I'm walking backwards. I have to put this in the video because I just think it's just the sweetest thing ever. I came home from work yesterday because I was putting the final touches on my chandeliers. I was on my lunch break, and I had this note from my daughter on my desk, and I'll read in case you can't see the print. It says, "Mom, I just want to let you know that the project you're working on is turning out awesome. Love you." And this is a project I was working on. So this just really melted my heart. And I thought it was really sweet that she did this, because she knows how important, this design team call is for me, and how badly I want to be a prima ribbonista. So she just wanted to give me some encouragement on the project. So I just want to share that with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And I hope you guys enjoyed the project and the little tutorial I had in the segment as well. And happy crafting, and go get some May Arts ribbon if you don't have any. It's awesome stuff. I love it. See you guys later.